the implementation of President Bola Tinubu's Green Hope project to Kwara, with more than 700 women receiving training in modern vegetable production to boost food security and improve livelihoods. The initiative implemented by the National Agricultural Land Development Authority is part of a nationwide program targeting 5,000 women across 38 locations. Senior reporter Ibrahim Alege reports.
More than 700 women farmers from across Kwara State are taking part in the intensive training designed to transform subsistence farming into profitable agribusiness. The beneficiaries, drawn from different horticulture clusters, are being trained in modern tomato and pepper production under the National Agricultural Land Development Authority's Green Hope project. The Executive Secretary of NALDA, Olusegun Adebayo, says the program is a key component of President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda aimed at strengthening food security, creating sustainable livelihoods, and positioning agriculture as a driver of economic growth.
When we cover every federal constituency, then we can extend to say, okay, all the 74 local governments in the country will be there. And once we can have this horticulture clusters in every local government, I'm sure you know the effect of that. The effect on food, price of food, the effect on the freshness and quality of what we consume.
The Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute is providing technical expertise to equip participants with the skills required, while Kwara State government is equally supporting the program.
And we are going to back this up with the training of extension that we continue to follow up, so that whether NALDA or anybody is around, this program continues until God says this is the end. And that is the plan of the federal government of Nigeria.
The real work is on the field, and that's where extension support comes into play. And that's the part where we are coming in as well, in terms of Kwara State government, to ensure that, that field work is done properly, that they receive the support that they should on the field.
One of the beneficiaries, Ibukunoluwa Oloyede, and a seasoned farmer, Chief Ganiyu Lanre, described the program as timely and beneficial.
We have been taught how to plant our tomatoes and pepper in a profitable way, even in a modern way.
As the federal government expands the Green Hope project across the country, stakeholders say empowering women with modern agricultural skills remains critical to improving household incomes and achieving long-term food security. Ibrahim Alege, TVC News, Ilorin.
Well, let's bring in a reporter from Kwara State, Ibrahim Alege. He joins me now. Ibrahim, speak to us about the scale of this farming in terms of, is this a small-scale farming or a large one? Because I see that the National Agricultural Land Development Authority is also part of this project.
Yes, actually, the project is the baby of NALDA, and this is not the first phase. It started in Ogun State, now in Kwara, and the target for them is to ensure that it goes around the 774 local government areas that we have in Nigeria. Because it's women, it's not absolutely very big, of course, small scale for them. You are not talking about hectares of land, but sizable piece of land that they can cultivate because they are women. Primarily it's targeted at women and not men. They have that of the men as well, but this particular one is targeting, just women. And, from the pilot scheme in Ogun State, now we have in Kwara. The next phase is
Ibrahim, apologies for butting into your thoughts, because is it that they are going to be allocated land?
Yes, land will be provided for them in their locations. And beyond that, because this particular agency of government is dealing with agricultural land, and the essence is for land to be available for people to farm. So that's the essence of this particular agency. So beyond allocating land to them, they're also giving them implements and, of course, some start-of fund, so that they'll be able to be encouraged to go into farming. And when this is done across the 774 local governments, we are looking at food security and, of course, empowering the women.
Why vegetable, first of all, and then in terms of this is not the pilot scheme. You mentioned the pilot scheme was in Ogun State rather. Has the impact been so far? Did they speak on that as well?
Yeah, the agency is actually satisfied with what has been able to achieve so far. So that's why it's extending it, beyond just the pilot state. Now you have in Kwara, that of Kwara we understand is the phase 3. Now from there, they now want to ensure that they are present in all the federal constituencies and thereafter all the 774 local government areas. It's because it's been a success story. So that's why they want to, continue in this aspect. And beyond what they are doing for the women, they also have huge hectares of land for men who go into mechanized farming. Of course, in some parts of Kwara State, particularly in Kwara South, you have a kind of a large expanse of land where the land is allocated to men to also farm. And beyond this, they are equally building hostel in some of these big farmland, so that when you go into the bush to farm, you don't have to come to the community, to the city center, but rather stay there and farm. Then you can come for your weekend in the city. So that's what they are trying to achieve.
Thank you so much, Ibrahim. So many schemes across the country by the federal government. We'll continue to monitor the impact of all of this. Our reporter live for us, senior reporter live for us in Kwara State, Ibrahim Aleke.
Thank you.